Sure.
Okay, today for CS and IS students, I have assigned the quiz. So the quiz will be delivered at 9:15 a.m. and it will be till 9:45 a.m. It will be active. So while attending the classes only, you can attend the quiz also. Okay. So I will take around 30 minutes class today. So we will be seeing what are the concepts left out in the second module. That is the last concept we have left out here is level of service. Okay. Before going to level of service, we have discussed the various types of surveys. Okay, we have discussed about various types of surveys and we have seen the fundamentals of traffic also in the first module. Today we will be seeing this what is this level of service and how this level of service can be implemented in field, or how you are going to get this level of service from the field. That is till now we have discussed about the various studies which are going to conduct on traffic. That is there are various that is 7 to 8 surveys we have discussed. That is surveys, that is a collection of data we have discussed. That is spot speed, then speed and delay, then traffic volume, origin and destination study, accident study, then parking study. Okay, these are the various studies we have conducted, and we have gone through these studies for determining the various parameters of the traffic, and this is a quantitative method. Okay, this is the quantitative method of quantitative. So this is the quantitative. Wait a minute. This is the quantitative method of analyzing the traffic. That is various traffic methods. Quantitative, various quantitative methods analyzing the traffic. But today we will be seeing qualitative. Okay, that is by quality, how we are going to assess the road. We are going to see. Okay, that is a qualitative measures we are going to see. That is a level of service. Okay, it is a qualitative measure describing the operational condition. Okay, that is a till now we have discussed about quantitative. So we have collected the data. And we have analyzed the data in the quantitative manner. But today we will be discussing about the qualitative description of the traffic survey. So qualitative, how quality? What is the quality of the road we are going to judge, and what is the quality of the traffic, or what is the quality of movement? That is quality means it will comes under this comfort and condition to the comfort and convenience. Okay, convenience to the road user. Okay, remember quality means comfort and convenience. Quantity means the data what we have collected, that is the quantitative data. Quality means, you remember, comfort and convenience for the transport. So LOS is defined as a qualitative measure describing operational conditions within traffic stream and their perception by the drivers and passengers. So in the point of view of driver and passenger, how qualitatively the road is, we are going to study today. That is whether the road is providing any comfort and convenience to the passengers or the drivers, that we are going to discuss today. So remember, level of service, it is defined as qualitative measure describing the operational condition. What do you mean by this operational condition? That is the movement of the vehicle. So the movement of the vehicle we are going to call it as the operational condition. So describing the movement of vehicle with the traffic stream and their perception by drivers or passengers. So remember, level of service is defined as a qualitative measure describing operational conditions within a traffic stream and their perception by drivers or passengers. This is the definition. They will ask this level of service for 2 marks. Okay, define level of service and explain the level of service for urban highways or rural highways. So the level of service, the level of service, the level of service definition generally describes speed. I told right, the movement, the level of service will be related to movement of the vehicle, that is operational conditions of the vehicle. So the speed, travel time, which is the operational condition, then freedom to maneuver. Maneuver means movement. Okay, we will be discussing this maneuver in the third module. That is a movement of the vehicle. We are going to call it as a maneuver. Then traffic interruptions. That is, if there is any obstruction in the traffic or if there is any delay is there, those things will be included. Then comfort and convenience. Okay, these two are very important. So the entire level of service what you are going to assess, which is based on this comfort and convenience. And safety. The main agenda for the traffic engineer is to provide safety. Safety, efficient and economic movement of vehicles we require. So these are the some key points you should remember in the level of service. One is speed, travel time, freedom to movement, traffic interruptions, comfort, convenience, and safety. So comfort and convenience means so without any interruption, if you are moving from one place to another place, that is from your origin to destination, then we can say that the comfort and convenience is good. If the road is fully deteriorated and you will not be having any comfort and convenience, so we can say that the travel journey is very poor in nature. Likewise, we are going to classify the level of service. So 6 level of service are recognized commonly from A to F. So there are 6 level of service. Okay, remember in the exam they will ask this question. Okay, with need sketch explain the level of service. Okay, so I'm going to show the level of service later. That is in the future slides I'm going to show. So remember 6 level of services are there. So 6 level of services, that is designated from A to F. So level of service A being the best operation condition. Okay, level of service A being the best operation condition, level of F being the worst operation condition. So we can say that in the level of service A, we have the comfort and convenience. That is, we can easily travel without any interruption. So we'll be having some good comfort. Why? Because I'll tell what is the reason behind the level of service A is being best operating and F being worst operating. So remember, level of service. Kindly unmute yourself. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you for muting yourself. So remember, level of service means it is defined as qualitative measurement in terms of operational conditions. So you can easily move freely means we can say that it is having a level of service A. That is without any interruption. If you are moving without affecting the speed, without affecting comfort and convenience, and without affecting your safety means we can say that the level of service is of high priority. Then there are 6 level of services. How you are going to measure in the perception of a driver and a passenger. So the drivers, with respect to the view of drivers and passengers, we are going to measure this level of service. Okay, that is A being the good operating condition, F being the worst operation condition. Is it clear? Level of service. So qualitative measure, it is a qualitative measure describing the operation. That is a freedom to move. That is a freedom of movement can be assessed using this level of service. Is it clear? Kindly respond. You can unmute yourself and you can answer, or you can leave
Yes,
a
sir.
message. So there are, I told right, there are 6 level of services are there. So among those, they have designated the level of services as A, B, C, D, E, and F. So as we all know, this curve called speed versus flow curve. Okay, this is the flow curve, or we can call it as a volume to capacity ratio. VC curve or Q curve, we are going to call it as. So remember, what before going to that, what is this rural highways? Okay, so before going to level of service, first we will see what is this rural highways and what do you mean by this urban road. So remember, rural highways means the roads which are running the roads which are running in the rural section. Okay, that is the roads which are running in the rural areas. The important roads which are running in the rural areas are called as rural highways. And rural highways are of national highway. I think you all heard about this national highway. So state highway. So these two are the rural highways we are going to call. Why? Because these roads will be running in the rural areas. Okay, majority of these roads will be running in the rural area rather than in the urban area. That is rather than inside the city, they will be running outside the city, and which is in the rural area. That's why these roads or these highways we are going to call it as a rural highway. And for that rural highway, we all know that there will be a design speed. So that is the design speed. That is the maximum speed the where the vehicle can. It is the maximum speed where the vehicle can move. That we are going to call it as a design speed. And while discussing the speed and delay survey, I told that design speed, it is the maximum speed where the vehicle can run. But when you go for urban roads or urban area, the speed should be reduced. Why? Because the vehicle density, that is the more number of vehicles will be on the road. Therefore the speed should be reduced. Now in the rural highway, you can move at 90 or 100 kmph without any traffic interruption. There will be no traffic interruption in the rural highways. In some places, that is in if the road is running nearby village or nearby population, means there will be some interruption. Other than that, you can easily run your vehicle at design speed. So the level of service is basically depends on operating speed. You can observe here the y-axis is in terms of operating speed. The x-axis is in terms of volume to capacity ratio. So the x-axis is in terms of volume to capacity ratio. So as we all know that Q is equal to K into V. Is it correct? Is it correct? Q is equal to K into V. Yes, it is correct. Now this volume to capacity ratio means that is a Q by V. Q by V ratio, which is called as a density ratio. Now you observe here a graph is plotted between operating speed and volume to capacity ratio. Now what we will be doing means we are going to analyze the qualitative measure for operating condition by looking at level of service A. So what this level of service A represents? It represents a condition of free flow. So it will represent a condition of free flow. In the curve you can observe here. So no vehicles, the density is zero or a flow is zero. What it indicates, that there will be 2 points. So this is the fundamental diagram we will be discussing. So when the density or flow is zero means the speed will be maximum. So when the speed is maximum means we can say that the vehicles are moving at free flow condition. So the vehicles are moving at free flow. So represents a condition of free flow and a level of comfort and convenience provided for the road user is excellent. Why? Because there will be no vehicles on the road. So there will be no vehicles on the road and you will be moving at 100 kmph. Remember, there will be no vehicles on the road. You will be moving at 100 kmph. That's why the comfort and convenience is excellent. That's why the comfort and convenience is excellent. Then as the density keeps on increasing, the speed is going to decrease. Why? Because as the density increases, the number of vehicles you are keep on adding will keeps on increasing. Now number of vehicles what you are going to add, it will keep on increasing on the road. So that state we are going to call it as a level of service B. So that state we are going to call it as a level of service B. So represents the zone of stable flow. So the zone A, level of service A will be the zone of free flow. Level of service B will be the zone of stable flow. Then level of comfort and convenience is somewhat less than level of service A. So you can see here the line has been declined from year to year. That is the comfort and convenience keeps on reducing. As the number of vehicles are increasing on the road means the comfort. Why? Because the flow will be increasing, the density will be increasing, thereby reducing your speed. If your speed keeps on reducing means the operating condition is going to reduce. That is, the movement is going to reduce. That's why the level of service B is somewhat less than the level of service A. That is, comfort and convenience for the level of B is less than level of A. Then comes the level LOSC represents a zone of stable flow. So B and C are representing the zone of stable flow, and level of comfort and convenience declines noticeably at this level. You can see here there is a huge gap here. Okay, there is a huge gap between B and C. There is a sudden declination in the comfort and convenience when the more number of vehicles are added to the road. We can observe here as the density, that is volume to capacity ratio, increases, the speed keeps on decreasing. Okay, the speed keeps on decreasing, and at this point, the level of service C will be measured, where the comfort and convenience declines automatically. That is, noticeably the comfort and convenience is going to decline. Then comes the level of service D, represents the limit of stable flow. Here also the stable. We all know that stable means at one position it will be moving, but the level of D indicates the limit of stable flow. So up to certain, that is it can accommodate 100 vehicles means you can accommodate only 100 vehicles on the road. Beyond that you can't accommodate those vehicles. So it represents the limit of stable flow. Then level of comfort and convenience is poor in this condition. Why? Because the speed is reducing and the flow or the density is going to increase. Because of the flow or density, the speed is reducing. As you all know that if the speed is reducing means your vehicle will be moving at a very lesser speed, and the comfort and convenience will be very less. Then LOSC, that is represents the operating conditions. Okay, at this condition we can experience operating conditions, that is jamming conditions. Okay, we can experience this jamming conditions in the level of service A, that is the operating conditions, that is a traffic volume closest to capacity. So you can accommodate 1000 vehicles per kilometer means at this level of service it will accommodate only 1000 vehicle per kilometer. If it tries to exceed 1000 vehicle per kilometer means the jam is going to occur. Okay, the jamming condition is going to, we are going to encounter with the jamming condition. So the level of service E indicates that operating condition. Only you will be moving at a very lesser speed and the capacity, the traffic volume closest to capacity, level of comfort and convenience is extremely poor. That is, you will be moving at a lesser, you will be moving at a lesser speed. That is 10 kmph or 20 kmph you will be moving. So which will be creating a discomfort to passengers and the drivers to drive the vehicle. Then comes the last one, LOSF represents the zone of forced flow of or a breakdown flow. Forced flow means the full jamming condition. Okay, the full jamming condition we are going to call it as a forced flow. So you will be forcing the vehicle to move. That is the speed will be very less and the speed may come to zero also. The speed may come to zero also. That is a halting condition. You are going to halt your vehicle on the road itself. Okay, this is the concept behind this level of service. That is for rural highways. We are going to see 6 level of services. That is a level of service A being the free flow, comfort, and kindly mute yourselves. So for CS and IS students, the quiz has been assigned in MS Teams. It is, I think, it is already delivered to you from 9:15 to 9:45. 9:45 will be the last. 9:45 will be the last minute for you to submit the quiz question. So attempt the quiz only for CS and IS students. Okay, so they can attempt the quiz and submit the same. Okay, they will be given a 30 minutes duration for 25 questions. So you can attempt. Okay, it will end at 9:45. So level of service. So it will represents the comfort and convenience. You keep it in mind. It will represent a comfort and convenience, and it will represent 6 types of level of services are there. A being the free flow, level of comfort and convenience is good, or we can say excellent. Then level of service B, zone of stable flow, that is a level of comfort and convenience is somewhat less than level of service A. Level of service C represents the zone of stable flow, but here comfort and convenience, it is going to decline noticeably. Then level of service D, limit of stable flow, comfort and convenience is poor in nature. Okay, comfort and convenience is poor. Level of service C, which represents operating condition, traffic volume closest to capacity, that is, it will reach the maximum capacity of the road. Comfort and convenience is extremely poor. That is, you will be moving at a very lesser speed. Then comes the level of service F, forceful flow condition, and breakdown flow we can experience. So I will show how you are going to represent this level of services. Okay, we can see here. I told you, the diagram indicates the movement of the vehicle. So there are less number of vehicles. You will be moving at high flow. The quiz will stop at 9:45 a.m., not 9:45 p.m. It will stop at 9:45 a.m. So by taking the quiz, attend the classes and attempt the quiz also. If you want, I will extend that to 30 minutes also extra. That is the quiz timings. So level of service A, which is a free flow condition, we can observe only few vehicles are moving on the road. In this level of service A, you will be having a good comfort and convenience. Then comes the level of service B. We can see some vehicles are added into the road. Some vehicles are coming on the road, thereby some vehicles are coming on the road, thereby reducing the comfort and convenience, and the speed of the vehicle also reduces. Then comes the level of C. We can observe extra vehicles are added. That is more number of vehicles are added. So as the more number of vehicles are added means the speed is going to reduce. Then your comfort and convenience is going to declines noticeably. Then comes the level of service D. We can observe, we can find out the difference. So in the first figure, that is in the LYSA, some vehicles are moving. In LOSB, some addition of vehicles are there. In LOSC also, again some addition of vehicles with comfort and convenience is less. Then in the level of service D, we can observe more number of vehicles are moving on the level of service D. Then level of service E. So you can observe other extra vehicles are added into the traffic section, that is the road section. Thereby you can observe in the level of service D and E, there is some jamming condition you can observe. Okay, that is slightly the jamming of the road is going to take place. That is a jamming condition is in progress. You can see more number of vehicles are there in a level of service F. Okay, this is the level of services for this rural highways. Okay, you remember the diagram. So whatever I have shown in the first slide, that is the operating speed versus volume to capacity ratio, and the explanation for level of service. This is some pictorial representation. Don't write this in IAR exam. Okay, you have to write that graph and you have to explain. And for the design of rural highways, okay, for the design of rural highways, we are going to adopt a level of service B. So this condition we are going to adapting for the design of rural highways. That is a rural highway traffic design. Okay, for designing the traffic components in the rural highways means we are going to use this level of service B concept. That is it is a zone of stable flow, comfort and convenience is good in nature. So we will be designing the rural highways for this level of service B. Okay, is it clear? Level of service for rural highways. Is there any doubts? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So similarly for level of service for urban roads. So we have seen this rural highways. What are these urban roads? Means the roads which are present in the urban area, that is inside the city. Inside the city, that we are going to call it as urban roads. Okay. So for that, again the same concept has been adapted. That is operating speed versus volume to capacity ratio. So level of service A represents the condition of free flow with average speed. So in the rural highways, the speed is not mentioned anywhere. But in the urban roads, we can observe travel speed is usually 90% of the free flow speed. Here we can't say that the level of service is having a free flow condition. Okay, free flow condition. There is a restriction in the urban roads. Why? Because more number of vehicles. Okay, more number of vehicles will be there on the urban roads. That's why they have not. If we can't say that the road is full of empty, but there will be some vehicles will be on the road. So that's why they have considered 90% of the speed. They have not considered 100% of the speed. They have considered only 90% of the speed. That is the average travel speed, usually 90% of the free flow speed. Then level of comfort and convenience provided to the road user is excellent. So remember, the whatever the things we are discussing, that is the level of service for urban roads. The same statements will be holds good for urban roads also. Whatever the things we have discussed, only one thing we have added, that is the average travel speed. Average travel speed we have added. This is the extra thing we have added in the urban roads. If you remember the level of service for rural highways, you can easily write the level of service for urban roads. And you can observe level of service A, that is 90% of the free flow speed. Then B represents the zone of stable flow, but the speed is reduced to 70%. So in the level of service A, 90% of the speed is there, that is the free flow speed, but here the speed is reduced to 70%. From 90 to 70%, you can observe the speed from this point to this point, it is a 20% reduction in speed is there. 20% reduction in speed. And we all know that comfort and convenience for somewhat less than level of service A. So for the level of service B will be slightly lesser comfort and convenience when compared to level of service A. Then C represents the zone of stable flow with average travel speed. The speed is reduced to 50%. So from here to here, it is a 50% speed. This is the operating speed we are going to call. That is a 50%. So if the road is designed for 100 kmph, means in that we have to travel only within 50 kmph. Okay, remember, if the road is designed for 100 kmph, when the road is of level of service C, you should travel with 50% of the free flow speed. Then level of comfort and convenience declines noticeably at this level. So as we all know that from level of service B to C, that is the comfort and convenience is going to decline noticeably. Then level of service D represents a limit of stable flow with average speed, that is 40% of the free flow speed. So whatever the speed, so as you keep on going down, that is as the density keep on increasing or volume to capacity ratio is going to increase, means the speed keeps on decreasing. Okay, the speed keeps on decreasing. You can see at the earlier stages it is 90% of the free flow speed. The second one it is 70%. The third one it is 50% of the free flow speed. When it comes to level of service D, it is 40% of the free flow speed. Then comes the and here the comfort and convenience is poor. There is the comfort and convenience to the driver or passenger, whatever they have given, it is poor in nature. Then level of service C represents operating conditions. Okay, it will be representing the operating condition. Then traffic volume closest to capacity. So the level of service C, it will be very close to capacity. So the capacity, we can say that V is equal to C, that is volume is equal to density or capacity. That is if the volume is equal to capacity, means we can say that it is equal to 1. That is traffic volume closest to capacity. That is V by C, which will be closest to capacity, means V by C is equal to 1. Then level of comfort and convenience is extremely poor. That is comfort and convenience will be extremely poor in this condition. Okay, in this condition, why? Because the volume to capacity ratio will be equal to 1. That's why the comfort and convenience is extremely poor. Then level of service F represents the zone of forced flow or breakdown flow with travel speed is 25 to 33% of free flow. That is 25 to 33% of the free flow speed we are going to get in. That is represents a zone of forceful flow of a breakdown flow with the average travel speed is 25% to 33% of the free flow speed. So remember, if you remember the level of service for rural highways, we can easily write the level of service for urban roads. Only one addition is there, that is the travel speed is equal to percentage of free flow speed. That is, you have to remember. For A, 90% of free flow speed. For B, it is 70%. For C, it is 50%. For D, it is 40%. For E, it is a volume to capacity ratio will be 1. That is a volume reaches the capacity. That is a it can accommodate 1000 vehicle means in the level of service E, it will be accommodating only 1000 vehicles. It is already accommodated and you can't move the vehicle. That is called a forced flow. You can't force the vehicle. That is it is already accommodated. Then level of service F represents a breakdown flow. That is, you can't move your vehicle. The average speed is 25 to 33% of the free flow speed. Okay, so the same concept has been adapted here. So level of service A, so less number of vehicles and 90% of the speed. So 90% of free flow speed. Level of service B, 70% of free flow speed. Level of service C, 50% of the free flow speed. Level of service D, 40% of free flow speed. That is a VC ratio is equal to 1. Then speed is equal to 25 to 33%. And for the design of urban roads, we will be using a level of service C. That is 50% of the speed we are going to determine. That is a level of C. That is a 50% we are going to check it. That is we are going to use. That is if the road is designed for 100 kmph, the vehicles will be moving at 50 kmph. Okay, the 50 kmph we will be using. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear? Is it clear? Kindly respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The last concept called highway capacity. So it is so based on the level of service, we are going to define this highway capacity. That is by a HCM manual is there. There is a highway capacity manual. So for civil students, we will be using this highway capacity in a separate subject called highway engineering and pavement design. For time being, for traffic, we will be seeing what is the definition and what are the factors it will be depending on. So it is defined by highway capacity manual. Okay, highway capacity, there is a separate manual called highway capacity manual. So as per that definition, maximum hourly rate at which persons or vehicle can be reasonably expected to traverse a point. So capacity means as we all know that capacity or density, we can call it as a density, capacity or density. So as we all know that definition of density, number of vehicles per unit length of the road, the same definition they have made in a different manner. That is a hourly rate at which persons or vehicle can be reasonably expected to traverse a point. Okay, for example, a highway is considered, a road is considered, so the number of vehicles are traversing along that point in a given road or a uniform segment of a road, we are going to collect as a highway capacity. And the roadway during given time period under a prevailing roadway traffic and control condition. So remember, capacity means either density or we can also call it as a flow also. That is volume, we are going to call it as a capacity also. That is a flow or volume, that is a number of vehicles per given unit time, that we are going to call it as a flow or volume. So highway capacity means according to highway capacity manual, maximum hourly rate of vehicles or persons moving in a given point of time, that we are going to collect as a highway capacity. And what are the factors which will affect means traffic condition, roadway characteristics, and control conditions. So traffic condition, as we all know that since in our Indian traffic is a mixed traffic condition, all the various categories of vehicles will be using the road. Based on the traffic condition, we are going to define the highway capacity. Then roadway characteristics, that is based on the various types of roads, we are going to define our the highway capacity will be defined. Then control conditions. So control condition means it may be a traffic signs. So controlling the traffic, that is a traffic signs, signals, markings. Okay, these are the controlling factors which will affect the highway capacity. So traffic condition, that is a mixed traffic flow, free flow, and forced flow. Roadway characteristics, that is a categories of roads. Then control conditions like traffic signs, signals, and markings, they will be affecting the traffic capacity or highway capacity. So by this I am going to conclude my second module. So this completes the second module, and I have assigned the quiz for first module, and the second module quiz will be assigned on Wednesday, Friday. So in Friday's class, we will be solving some problems in the second module, and we will be attempting the quiz also. Parallelly, we will be attempting the quiz, and we will be solving the problems. Okay, is it clear? This completes your second module. Okay, till now from next Monday, that is from 14th onwards, I'm going to take up with the third module, that is the intersections, then design, signal designs, and all those things. It is very beautiful chapter. That is third module. Whatever the things you are going to observe in your daily life, that is which is related to traffic, that is the traffic signs, road markings, all those things we will be discussing in the third module. Okay, is it clear? I'll stop presenting here. I hope everyone have understood right the second module. Is there anything doubts means you can contact me, as I told right in the starting class only. If you have any doubts at any time means you can contact me. I will be there for you to clarify your doubts. Okay, is it clear? Kindly respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.